Hey guys, so today I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to fix your manicure if you mess it up. I'm also going to give you some tips about manicures just in general. Alright, let's get started. First of all, do not use your nails as tools. I do this all the time, and I know better, and yet I do it anyway. Yesterday I had gone out and I bought some things, and when I buy new things, makeup related, I get very excited. I can't wait to open it up once I get out in the car and look at it and swatch it and do all that sort of thing. But one of the things that I bought had a safety seal on it. So I was trying to open the plastic and I didn't have anything in my purse that I could open it with, so I used my fingernail, and not only did I chip the polish on my nail, I took a chunk out of my nail trying to rip open this plastic. So carry something with you in your purse so that you can open things without using your fingernail. I need to, take my own advice because I do this, I've done it multiple times, and I'll do the same thing at home too. Like, I'll be working in the kitchen, maybe I'm making a meal or just doing something, and I'll come across like a little label that has to be peeled off something. Maybe a piece of fruit or a vegetable has a label on it. Instead of grabbing a knife or something to peel that label off with, I'll just pick it off with my nail, and then my polish will chip off the end and my manicure has to be done again. So learn from my mistakes and do not use your nails as tools. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna talk about is filing your nails. When you file your nails, do not saw back and forth with the nail file. I have seen people do this in videos. I've seen people do this in real life. If you do this, your nails will be more likely to split and peel. So do not do that. When you file your nails, file them in one direction. It doesn't matter which direction it is, just don't go back and forth like in a seesaw motion. So that's another tip. Now, if you've done your manicure, you've spent a lot of time on it, you've done base coat, multiple coats of nail polish. I usually do 2. That's just, I don't know, that's what I feel like I can usually get away with. But let's say you've done base coat, 2 coats of polish, top coat, and you look at your nails and you're not happy with them. Maybe the polish was sheerer than you thought it was, and you feel as if you should have done 3 and you're not happy with the end result. What can you do? Do you start over again? No way. It takes way too long. What I do, and this, you may find this shocking, but I tried it one day just to see if it would work, and it worked. If you, this happened to me yesterday, but it has happened to me multiple times where I misjudge. I used 2 coats of polish, it needed 3. I put an additional coat of nail polish on top of the top coat. Sounds crazy, but it works, and I did that with what I had decided to use today, and yeah, you can do that and get away with it. Now, another thing that you can use the same method with is, let's say you do base coat, 2 coats of polish, top coat. You have things that you need to do. Sitting around waiting for these layers to dry is very time consuming, and sometimes you think your nails are dry and they're not, or maybe something will happen that needs to be addressed right away and you can't wait for it to dry, and you're trying to do something in the house and you know your nails aren't completely dry, and you look down at your nail and one of them got a little messed up. I don't recommend redoing that one nail because it's going to be multiple layers to fix it. So it's going to take just as long to fix that one nail as it would be to redo your whole manicure. Not only that, but when you try to remove the polishes, the different layers of polish from that one nail, chances are that you're going to accidentally get some nail polish remover on one of your other nails. Now you're going to have multiple layers that are messed up. So do the same thing that I recommended before, because it's going to fix it just as easily. If you look down and you see that one of your nails is messed up after you've completed your manicure because of something that you had to do right then and there, you just couldn't wait, put another layer of polish on top of that nail, and usually it will mask it and disguise it well enough that it looks okay. Depending on how badly you messed up that nail, it may not be perfect, but it's going to be better than it would have been had you not done that. And you know, most people wouldn't be able to just start all over again. However, don't just put the polish on that one nail. Put that additional layer of polish on all your nails. Otherwise, if you don't, it's going to stand out and it's going to look funny, because it's going to be way more opaque than the other nails would be because of that additional coat of polish. So just put an added layer of polish on all your nails and you'll be good to go. Now, the only thing about using this method is it's going to take longer for that additional layer of nail polish to dry, because think about it, you'll have base coat, 2 coats of polish, top coat, then another layer of polish on top of that. So be very, very careful that you do let this additional layer of polish dry completely. Otherwise, you're going to have a big mushy mess of what? 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to have 5 coats of polish. So it is going to take a little bit longer to dry. But in the end, it's still going to take way less time than starting over from the very beginning. So try it out. And one of the added benefits to this is the color that you use is going to be extremely opaque and richer, deeper, brighter. It's going to be, you know, more intense than it would have been had you not done it this way. Okay, another tip that I want to give you is, let's say you're polishing your nails and you're trying to be as careful and precise as possible when you're applying the polish, but you accidentally get a little bit of polish on the skin alongside the nail. You just, you know, you misjudged it. What can you do to fix this? You have a couple of options. If you use a steel type nail file to file your nails, grab that file, leave it right there on the table in front of you when you're painting your nails, and very quickly but precisely take that steel nail file and run it right across the skin quickly, scraping that polish off while it's still wet. If you do this fast enough, it's gonna look flawless, perfect. You won't even be able to tell that you did that. But as soon as you scrape that polish off the skin, have a paper towel. I always leave a paper towel out on the table in front of me when I'm doing my nails, because it comes in handy for multiple reasons. There's going to be so many different reasons why you might need that paper towel in front of you. So one of the reasons why is, as soon as you scrape that polish off your skin that's alongside your nail, wipe the file on the paper towel immediately. Otherwise, you know, it's going to get on your nail file and it's going to stain it, and then you're going to have to, you know, try to figure out a way to remove it from that. So just wipe it on the paper towel immediately. Another option you have is, I have this eyeshadow brush that I bought a long time ago by I was gonna say Echo Tools, but this is actually the one that I'm using now is something that came free in a palette that I just don't care. What I'm trying to say is, I don't care for eyeshadow brushes that have wooden handles for some reason. I don't feel like, I don't know, there's just something about it. I don't feel like the brushes themselves work that well for me. And I had purchased some from Echo Tools and I didn't like them, so I use them for what I'm about to explain to you. And then this one is one that came in a Tarte palette, and I felt like this was so similar to the Echo Tool brushes. I really didn't like the bristles on it that much, and I didn't like the wooden handle. I don't know, I'm not a fan of wooden handled brushes because of the types of bristles that they use to make them. But anyways, what you can do is, if you make a mistake and you get nail polish on the skin or even on the cuticle is a little more difficult to remove, but mainly if you get it on the skin and you don't want to use the method that I described before with the fingernail file, because maybe you don't use a steel file to polish your nails, so you don't have that option, what you can do is take an old eyeshadow brush that you're not using anymore for your eye makeup and set this aside specifically for this purpose, and you can reuse it this way every single time. Take the old eyeshadow brush, dip it in some nail polish remover, and make sure that you don't have any excess on there. So you want to just like get it wet, but not so that it's dripping, and then you can very carefully just run it on that skin alongside the nail and wipe away any mistakes that you made. I feel like, you know, a lot of people have said to me over the years, oh, your nails always look so perfect. How do you do it so precisely? Practice makes perfect. The more time you spend doing your nails, the better you're gonna get at it, and it's just gonna be like anything else in life. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But nobody's perfect, so once in a while you will make a mistake, and those are just two different options that you can use so that if you do make a mistake, you can fix it that way. And if you get polish on the cuticle, that's a little more tricky to try to remove, but you can just brush some nail polish remover right along the edge of the cuticle to remove any place where you went down too far. But I would say, in order to prevent that from happening in the first place, when you're applying the polish, make sure you give yourself some distance from the cuticle. Don't try to bring the polish right up to the cuticle. Keep it backed off just a hair, as close as you can get it without actually touching the cuticle. And eventually, you know, it'll come out better and better every time you do it. So those are my quick fixes for fixing your manicure if you made a mistake, or just manicure tips in general. I was asked to do this video a long time ago and I completely forgot about it, so better late than never. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and when I come back next week I will have a haul for you. I did pick up some things yesterday, but I wanted to try them out a little bit over the weekend, and I actually used some of those things today before I filmed this video. But I want to use all the things that I got over the weekend just so I can give you an idea of how I feel about them. And I'm not sure, I'm not 100% yet that it's going to be a haul video. What I might do is break it up, and I might do different kinds of videos, like not necessarily a review, but you'll see what I mean. Have a great weekend. Bye.